All right, let's just dive straight in, shall we? Today, we're going to explore some of the fascinating and, yeah, let's be honest, sometimes kind of weird signs that you might just be a deep thinker.
So, let me ask you, does this question hit home? Like, at all? Do you ever get that feeling that your mind is just running on a completely different operating system than everyone else's? Maybe you're catching details or connections that just seem to fly over other people's heads? If you're sitting there nodding, then yeah, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to figure out if that feeling is actually a sign of something really specific.
Okay, so right off the bat, let's get one thing crystal clear. This is not about being smarter or having a genius-level IQ. It's not a competition. It's about a cognitive style. You can think of it like your mind's unique software, an operating system that's just naturally built for deep introspection, for that constant hunt for meaning, and for juggling a whole lot of complex ideas at once.
All right, first up, let's talk about the signs of a rich interior. So where do we even start looking for clues? Well, they begin right where you'd expect, inside your own head, in that incredibly detailed private world of your thoughts.
Okay, sign number one, and this one might seem a little strange, especially today in our super connected, always-on world, and that is you genuinely enjoy solitude. You like your own company. And no, this is not about being antisocial or feeling lonely. It's about something way more productive than that.
And here's the psychology behind it. And this is the key. For a deep thinker, being alone isn't about escaping people. It's like going to the gym for your brain. It's your dedicated time to do the heavy cognitive lifting, processing all the information from the day, connecting all these seemingly random ideas, and just recharging your mental batteries without all the noise and static from the outside world.
So, what's really going on during all that quiet time? Well, that brings us to sign number two. You have these really complex internal conversations. It's like you're hosting a full-on debate team meeting right inside your own mind. This isn't just a simple, what should I have for lunch, monologue. We're talking about actively weighing pros and cons, playing devil's advocate against your own beliefs, and exploring every single possible angle of an idea. And honestly, this gets right to the heart of it. Socrates he nailed it, didn't he? The unexamined life is not worth living. That's not just some fancy philosophical saying. For a deep thinker, that's practically a mission statement. That constant inner conversation we were just talking about, that is what it means to examine your life.
Okay, moving on to our next section. We're talking about the signs of a curious gaze. This is all about how that rich inner world we've been discussing starts to actually change the way you see and interact with the outer world. Now this is a big one. Sign number three, you are constantly asking why. See, a lot of people see the world and just accept it. But you see the world, and your brain immediately goes, okay, but why is it like that? It's not enough to know what something is. You have this deep-seated need to know why it is. Why becomes your favorite tool for taking reality apart to see how it ticks.
And there's actually a cool psychological term for this. It's called epistemic curiosity. I know, it sounds a little academic, but all it really means is you have this fundamental hunger for knowledge. Not just facts, but deep understanding. You're not satisfied with just getting the answer. You're the person who wants to pop up in the hood, take the entire engine apart, and see for yourself how every last bolt and gear works together.
And you know what? All of that digging, all of that asking why, it leads to something that feels a lot like a superpower. Which brings us to sign number four. You see patterns and connections that other people just miss. It's like you can see the hidden architecture holding things together. You're connecting dots between ideas, events, even people that look totally unrelated to everyone else. You're a natural-born pattern finder.
And I love this quote from Steve Jobs because it perfectly captures why this is so important. Creativity is just connecting things. See, spotting those patterns isn't just some dry analytical skill. It's the absolute engine of creativity. You're not just a data collector, you're an artist, weaving all those separate dots into something new and beautiful.
All right, so we've looked at your inner world and how you view the outer world. Let's move on to our third section, the social signature. And this is where things can sometimes get a little tricky, because this cognitive style, it definitely leaves a very unique mark on your social interactions.
Oh yeah, and here's a classic. Sign number five, you find small talk physically draining. I mean it. For a deep thinker, it isn't just boring, it can feel exhausting. You know that conversation about the weather or what you did last weekend? It feels like trying to run a high-performance race car on cheap, watered-down fuel.
Your mind is built for big, high-octane ideas, and small talk just doesn't provide the fuel.
And this chart really just lays it out perfectly. Look at the two columns, the two different goals in a conversation. The deep thinker? You're there to exchange meaning, to build real understanding, to explore concepts. But the standard social goal of small talk? It's really about exchanging pleasantries, building surface-level rapport, just passing the time. It's a total mismatch in objectives, and that's why it feels so draining. You're playing a different game.
Okay, on to our sixth and final sign, and this is one that gets misunderstood all the time. You often pause before you speak. Now, to other people, this might look like you're shy, or maybe you're unsure, or you didn't even hear them. But what's really happening inside that little moment of silence, well, it's basically a cognitive fireworks display.
So what's really going on in that pause? You're not just fumbling around searching for the right word. You're running mental simulations. You're considering the topic from multiple different angles at once. You're weighing the potential impact of what you're about to say. For you, precision and impact are way more important than speed. That silence isn't empty space. It's jam-packed with processing.
So, we've gone through all these, let's call them weird signs. But what does it all mean when you put them together? That brings us to our final section, embracing your cognitive echo. This is all about pulling these different threads together and starting to see them not as a collection of odd quirks, but as a powerful set of strengths. And look, this is really the most important takeaway of this whole thing. These signs, enjoying solitude, having those internal debates, constantly asking why, they are not just random, isolated quirks. They are all interconnected features. They're symptoms of a mind that is fundamentally and beautifully wired for depth.
So the big question is, what do you do with this information? Well, this gives us a fantastic, simple roadmap. First step, just recognize the pattern. See that these aren't weird flaws. They're part of a consistent cognitive style. Step 2, reframe the narrative you tell yourself. So instead of thinking, I'm so socially awkward, shift that to, I value deep, meaningful connections. That's a huge, powerful change. And finally, step 3, harness your depth. Seriously, that ability to see patterns and process things deeply, that is a legitimate superpower for solving the kinds of complex problems that leave other people totally stumped.
Because in the end, this isn't really about slapping a label on yourself, right? It's more like being handed a map to your own incredible, unique inner world. It's a guide to a landscape that is completely and totally yours. And so really the only question left is the one right there on the screen. Your mind is a unique landscape. What are you going to discover there?